Bahrain, a new starting point for the Grand Prix campaign, and this year there are significant changes right across the glamorous world of Formula One. We're just 1 week away from what should be the most competitive championship in years. So it's a new look to Formula One, and it's a new look to ITV's coverage, and it's a particular pleasure for me to join the ITV team for the thrilling 18-race schedule that lies ahead. A schedule that starts with the opening round next weekend at the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit. Well, last year Michael Schumacher gave way to the new young world champion Fernando Alonso. Kimi Räikkönen provided his own kind of drama and excitement. So for the 2006 season, look forward to plenty more of this kind of action. Yes, it's not just Ferrari and Schumacher anymore. There's a return to real racing and a real sense of unpredictability in Formula One. This season, the front of the grid is packed with talent and possibilities. Any one of 6 teams, maybe more, could be challenging for victory. Ted Kravitz and Louise Goodman take us through the front runners.
Renault have the best car, the best engine, the best people, and in Fernando Alonso, the world champion driver. The only problem is that over the winter, Alonso decided there wasn't much of a future for him at Renault and signed to drive for arch rivals McLaren in 2007. To show him just what he'll be missing, Renault have responded by building another brilliant car. It's been the class of winter testing, both fast and reliable. What more could you want?
I think we are stronger than last year, so we have a good chance to fight again for the championship.
For sure we will arrive in a good shape for the first races, and after this, if we do a good results, maybe we maybe can think in the championship again, I hope.
McLaren's 2006 car may have a shiny new look, but there are reflections of its predecessor out on the track. It's been very quick, but rather fragile. Mercedes has had a troubled winter testing program with its new V8.
You know, sometimes you do, a car is behaving well, but we still got a little bit of way to go in the engine, and still a little bit of glitches in the car. But we might be a little bit behind on power, but the car I think can compensate for it.
2005 championship runner-up Kimi Räikkönen is quietly optimistic.
Everybody seems to be more happy, and the engine is running better, and we seem to get rid of the reliability problems.
Michael Schumacher and Ferrari, 2 great names desperate to relive past glories. Michael and his new teammate Felipe Massa have had a variety of breakdowns over winter testing, and despite some vibration problems with the new V8 engine, Schumacher's talking up his chances.
Testing this year has gone very well. Preparation before we started driving was very efficient and done a great job, and even the times, they look very competitive again, which is the most important.
Ferrari undoubtedly have a better package now than they had last year, but still travel to Bahrain behind Renault and Honda in terms of reliability and outright pace.
Toyota's TF106 was the first new car to break cover, but it's taking a while for the team to get to grips with running on Bridgestones. On paper, the package looks good, and if they can get the tyres to work, it could be another good season for Jarno Trulli and Ralf Schumacher. Just how good, Ralph's reluctant to predict.
I want to wait and see. I think we have had a good season last year. We're going to have another good season, but whether it's 1 victories or 10 or 8 or 2, I don't know yet. I mean, I'm not Harry Potter yet.
Now the divorce has come through from BMW, Williams are back on their own. The good news is they've moved in with Cosworth, who produced a gem of a V8 engine, suspected to be one of the best in the pit lane. As long as their new Bridgestone tyres are up to the job, expect early season pace from Mark Webber and a confident Nico Rosberg, son of 82 champ Keke Rosberg.
I believe in myself, and I showed that last year in GP2. So I think that if I work hard and progress, I'll get there early on, and I think I'll be right there at the top for sure.
There's a new name on the cars and a new sense of expectation at Honda this year. The RA106 has shown great promise. It's been extremely reliable and very quick in winter testing. And Rubens Barrichello is settling in well with his new team.
It took me some time to get used to things. I mean, 6 years running for Ferrari. It was a different car, different engine, different tires. I mean, it took me quite some time to get used to the Michelins. But I've been pushing quite a lot the team forward in something like traction controls and the way they work on something. All the things they are actually better in. I just had a fantastic time. So we're working together, and it's paying the dividend.
Together, Rubens and Jenson Button provide Honda with one of the strongest driver lineups in the field.
Well, I'm with Jenson at the start of what promises to be a really huge season. Sum up the challenge that lies ahead for you.
It's obviously a massive challenge. I think it is for everyone involved in Formula One. All the teams, you know, we've all been out there testing for the whole winter, hoping that our car is the one that's going to lift the trophy at the end of the year. So it's been very exciting, and you know, we really can't wait for the season to start.
The first measure of your personal success and progress this season is how you perform against your teammate Rubens Barrichello. How competitive are things going to be within this team?
It's going to be very competitive. You know, Rubens is a guy he's still so hungry to be challenging at the top. He brings a lot of experience with him from Ferrari, and also working with Michael. So it's going to be a challenge for both of us. And even though we've got to work off the circuit together, there'll be a big rivalry when we're actually racing.
You've been head-to-head with him in the past in a number of racing situations. What kind of driver and what kind of an opponent is he?
Especially in 2004, we had some really good battles when he was at Ferrari and I was here. And he's very clean. You know, we've had some great overtaking manoeuvres on each other. And I enjoy racing with him, and I'm sure this year we're going to be battling between us a lot of the year, because we're both quick and we're in the same car, so we're going to find each other on the circuit a lot, I think.
Many changes to format and regulations this season. We're back to V8 engines from V10s and tyre changes as well. What is going to be the style of racing we're going to see this year?
Well, I think the good thing about the V8 engine is it doesn't have a lot of torque. So if you're going to make a mistake, it's going to cost you. You know, there's no get out of jail free card, because it doesn't have the torque to pull you out of a difficult situation. So it's going to be exciting, I think. I think we're going to see some good overtaking manoeuvres, hopefully all by us. And for me, it's not going to change anything that we're 20 k's slower on the straight or 25 k's. You know, you're not going to see that on TV. All you're going to see is great racing and a lot of competitive teams at the front, hopefully.
So take us through the potential opposition at the front of the grid, and one assumes that Michael Schumacher is going to be back to his competitive best this year. What about Schumacher and Ferrari?
Well, I think Ferrari will be strong. I think it's going to be Ferrari, past world champions, and also Renault from last year. For me, I think Renault are going to be the strongest force out of those two. They've been very reliable over the winter. They've been putting in some very good lap times. So I think they are really the team to beat when we arrive in Bahrain. But you can't count out Ferrari. You know, they had a bad season in 2005, but they're a strong team, they have the experience, and they'll be back on top, I'm sure, and challenging in Bahrain also. That's the exciting thing about the first race. It always is, because you don't know where you stand against the other teams. You know, BMW might be up there, you never know, Williams or whoever.
The winning breakthrough is going to come for you, and you obviously think ahead to that big day. What will the feeling be, and what will the meaning be for your career?
In Formula One, you know, it's very important to have the right team to be able to win races. You know, you can't win in a bad car these days. The drivers are all so competitive. There's some amazing talent in Formula One at the moment, and we're all giving everything to achieve that first win or achieve another win. So when it does actually come, it's going to be an amazing feeling. Very, very special to myself and all the people that have been involved with me for so many years. But that's just one step, really. You know, we'll, I'm sure, party after the event, but we'll be straight back on it because we'll be looking for another one and looking for the championship also.
We wish you the best. Let's hope that first win isn't too far away. I'm sure it isn't. Have a great season, Jason.
Thank you. Cheers.
Still to come, we'll be looking further down the grid, and Martin Brundle will take us on a lap of the Bahrain International Circuit, venue for the first Grand Prix.
Daydream, I dream of you amid the flowers for a couple of hours. Such a beautiful day.
We won't be a second.
Should we?
Nah, more than give you a car insurance quote in a couple of minutes. It's dead easy.
Lucky?
Nice car, Tom.
Yeah. Hey, look, I've got my quote.
That's lucky.
And it says I could save even more if I buy online.
That's more than lucky.
Save more on car insurance when you buy online at morethan.com.
Can I nick a fag? You not having one? Nah, I'm cutting down.
There are some cigarettes all smokers would like to cut out. Fortunately, Nicorette Fresh Mint Gum is clinically proven to help you cut down by more than 50%. And if you do, you'll find it easier to stop altogether. Cut down with Nicorette, then stop.
Accusing the referee of being a cheat.
I have to believe my people.
Just told him to go into his dressing room. We were astounded.
The truth about referees, Tuesday 9:45 ITV1.
Back here in Bahrain, we continue our look ahead to the Formula One season with Martin Brundle. It's a season of changes, as we've mentioned. We're back to tyre changes, engines have changed, qualifying as well. What's the most significant change?
I think unquestionably it's the new 2.4 litre V8 engines. Depending on who you're talking to, they're between 15 and 20% less powerful. They're a smaller engine too. Of course, they're going to give off less heat too, so you need less radiators, smaller side ducts. How have they designed the cars for 2006? Because they've got smaller fuel tanks, of course, less power, they use less fuel. I'm expecting, though, a lot of unreliability in the early part of the season.
Qualifying has changed as well, and it does seem fairly complicated, doesn't it?
On the face of it, but I think we'll soon get used to it, and I'm quite looking forward to it. For the first 15 minutes, they're all on the track, and then 6 fall away. The times are reset. Another 15 minutes, and 6 more will be booted out of that qualifying session. Finally, the times are reset, and it's the top 10 in a grand finale showdown, and they're going to be pushing right up until the last few seconds of qualifying.
But one of the special ingredients we had last year was the unpredictability of the grids. Have we lost that to a certain extent with this new system?
I think there's no doubt about it. The drivers will have more of an opportunity to put a time in that reflects the true speed of their car, but we're still going to see some topsy-turvy grids.
We're back to tyre changes. Who does that help the most?
You have to say the Bridgestone runners in general. The Michelin runners last year definitely had the more durable tyre. We're going to see a lot more sprint sections to a Grand Prix now. The drivers can push to the absolute limit and then come in and get a new set of boots and just push again.
Okay, we've looked at those teams likely to be challenging regularly for race victory. Let's take you now a little bit further down the grid.
Red Bull is working hard to build on 2005 and has attracted some big names to the technical team over the winter, including design supremo Adrian Newey. But Newey arrived too late to have much influence over the RB2, and integrating the new Ferrari engine into the chassis has been causing a few headaches for Christian Klein and David Coulthard.
As you know, we had some cooling issues early on with the new car, but they've been rectified now, and really it's a question of now trying to best guesstimate as to the performance relative to other cars. Of course, Bahrain will be the ultimate judge.
Built around the old Sauber team, this is BMW's first season building both chassis and engine. The racing version of BMW Man is German Nick Heidfeld, and after looking around for an up-and-coming young driver to employ, Beamer decided to stick with Jacques Villeneuve for one more year.
Well, the car is good. It's a big step from last year. Sadly, two other teams have made big steps as well, but at least we've caught up to the rest of the field, and I think we can fight generally for points now at least, and not on a lucky race like last year.
A new year, a new name, and MF1 Racing is hoping to rise from the ashes of Jordan and start moving back up the grid. Team owner Alex Schneider's promised more funding to help the cause. Toyota's Handy V8 will power new signing Christian Albers and teammate Thiago Monteiro, who's confident MF1 are up for the challenge.
We want to close the gap to the front runners, and then quickly try and get, in a situation where we can score more points than last year. It won't be easy. It won't be an easy task, and it won't happen like that. We'll have to have a lot of work, but we're ready for that.
Since Red Bull took over Minardi, they've brought in both cash and expertise, including an investor by the name of Gerhard Berger. Crucially, Toro Rosso, as they're now known, are the only team planning to run a Rev-limited V10 engine, a prospect that excites their flamboyant Italian driver.
Now it's my serious year, and I have to show everyone what I can do, because now if I want to win a world champion, I have to push hard and try to show what I can do, get a full season seat, and try to get a competitive car to kick butt.
In the same spirit, Toro Rosso will field an American driver, that extra bit of yee-haw.
I think by the first race we'll be able to really judge how we're, kind of what our hopes are for the year. Certainly we want to score points. That's the main objective.
Getting two cars to Bahrain is a tremendous achievement for Super Aguri, even if those cars, for the first few races anyway, a 4-year-old Arrow chassis with a new paint job. This brand new Honda-backed outfit has been hastily assembled over the winter, and there'll be plenty more struggles ahead. 31-year-old Japanese F1 newcomer Yuji Ide joins BAR refugee Takuma Sato in the driver lineup.
Hopefully we can introduce a new car by mid-season, and then we should be able to do a very competitive run. But up to then, well, I think we have to learn a lot.
So the schedule for the season, starting for the first time in Bahrain, Malaysia 1 week later, then on to Australia for the beginning of April. The European season features Monaco on the 28th of May, the British Grand Prix a month earlier than usual on June the 11th to avoid the climax of the World Cup. Canada and the USA back-to-back. The big absentee from the calendar, regrettably, is the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa, although it should be reinstated for 2007. So that creates a 3-week gap between Italy and China, but the anticipation is that the championship battle will go all the way to the final round in Brazil on the 22nd of October. But it all starts in Bahrain at this track barely 2 years old, known as the Oasis in the Desert. And Martin Brundle has been reacquainting himself with the 5.4-kilometre circuit.
I'm at the beautiful Bahrain Grand Prix circuit. I'm in an Aussie V8 Holden lookalike, doing about 150 miles an hour. I'm racing this car in a week's time, but let's have a look at this track as if we're in a Formula 1 car, down into turn 1. It's very tight. This is the corner where Pedro Della Rosa was all over the grass in his spectacular drive for McLaren last year. Minimum speed there for a Formula 1 car is about 50 miles an hour, the same as this. But compared to a Formula 1 car, this thing would barely pull the skin off the rice pudding. F1 cars are doing about 180 miles an hour down here into turn 4. It's a tricky little corner, tightens through the apex. This car likes to go sideways. Good fun, not the right way around a racetrack. 5's a little left kink leading into 6, which is an important corner because 7 follows immediately with good grip. Downhill braking zone for 8. Frustrating little turn. About 65 miles an hour is the minimum speed here. Bring it to the right-hand side immediately, over a blind crest, into what I think is the trickiest corner on the circuit, where Webber spun off big time last year. You're downhill, braking, shifting, and then finally turning into that tight little apex at turn 10. A shortish back straight, still the F1 car's doing 180 miles an hour. It's a left-hander at the end, so let's keep it on the right-hand side to minimise the angle of the corner. We'll pick a braking point, get down the gearbox, nose in, let the slide finish, pick up the throttle, and nicely bring the car to the left-hand side. Lovely sweeping section. Must be great in a Formula 1 car through here. Do it a bit careful in 12, because it can just catch you out on the exit. 13 looks super inviting, but in fact it's not, because it tightens a lot and really challenges to keep the nose of the car in play. Average speed around here is 133 miles an hour. It's a 61% full throttle racetrack. Formula 1 cars doing over 200 miles an hour into this last corner, which I think is one of the most important on the circuit. You've got to be able to be smooth and take good speed into this straight, the start-finish line straight, which is 1,007 metres. It's a great racetrack, technical, challenging and interesting.
And we'll see Martin racing the V8 during our Grand Prix build-up on Sunday. But before that, the first qualifying session of the new season, which promises to be really fascinating. Live next Saturday morning at 10:30 with our live race coverage on Sunday morning from 10:30 with highlights at midnight, all on ITV1. It is also wonderfully unpredictable. Martin, what do you expect to happen? What do you hope to happen over the next few months?
Well, I think it's going to be absolutely fascinating. Can Alonso retain his championship? Is it Michael Schumacher's last year in a Grand Prix car? You're going to retire at the end of the year. Can Jenson Button win his first Grand Prix? How good is Nico Rosberg going to be, a rookie in the Williams? And I think the cars are going to be very close too, so I think we're expecting a lot of close and exciting racing.
It's important to make a strong start to the campaign. Who's impressed you ahead of the start of the season?
Well, if you look at the winter testing, it's sometimes a little difficult to really truly judge it. You don't know who's on the dry track or with low fuel, but the Honda looks very strong, as does Renault and Ferrari. The McLaren and the Red Bulls look fast but a little bit frail. The dark horse could well be the Williams Cosworth.
And the quality of the racing, we're right to be excited about the potential there.
I think so too, yeah, no doubt about it. We're going to see, I'm quite pleased they've reintroduced tyre changes too, so all of those aspects, I think we're going to see some fascinating races.
Okay, our comprehensive coverage starts here in Bahrain next weekend. We'll have all the action, all the glory, all the glamour as well. Formula 1 is back.
Everybody, let's get into it. Get stoked, get it started, get it started, get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Yeah. Lose control, our body and soul. Don't move too fast, people just take it slow. Don't get ahead, just jump into it. Y'all hear about it? The P's will do it. Everybody, let's get into it. Get stoked, get it started, get it started, get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Yeah. Everybody, let's get into it. Get stoked, get it started, get it started.